mine's about 10. We'll have to share.
Yeah.
Is this right out of our book?
That is right out of your book.
I opened it.
You guys want to come give her a call back there?
When we or no, that didn't.
Are you like that?
So we looked at
Hey Adam, who drove the rig yesterday? The seat was up as far as it could go, the steering wheel was down.
I imagine.
It's the right thing to do.
I could hardly get in there.
You talk about me driving?
Yeah.
Me, that isn't funny. It wasn't funny because I couldn't go further. When we had another call, I climbed in, I fractured my hip because my hip hit the steering wheel.
Right. I got in the passenger seat yesterday and Vernon's like this. I can't reach the pedal.
There's not a few more like those maybe somewhere else.
All right, ready to start training?
Yes.
I appreciate an honest answer. So we're going to run through behavioral emergencies. We're really going to focus on excited delirium tonight. It's something we don't deal with quite often, but when you do, you definitely want to know what to do. I think I had one a couple of years ago, and it took me out of service for like 2 weeks. So a couple of things I learned there is when you need to put on restraints, that's not the time to learn to put on restraints. So after we get through the PowerPoint and a couple of YouTube videos, I have the restraints over in the corner. I'd like everybody to put the restraints on the cot. It's a lot of Velcro, so it's pretty simple, but at the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, it's extremely difficult. To put them on the cot, do not put them on the railings. Put them right to that yellow frame. Okay. If you can get their arm bent underneath and put it on the carriage, have fun.
Wrong part.
You put it on the railing, they will rip the railing off and beat you with it.
Not a lie. Happened to St. E's with me. Didn't beat me because I left. As a nurse, the nurse like did a tie and it went ping, and I went that big bar.
You're probably
The lady that I had was
That's what you guys said.
her diagnosis was UTI. So I mean, it's not always drug induced or anything. It could be there's multiple causes. But she, I think there was 5 of us on her torso, and she sat up like we were paper and ripped the restraints off the cot. So Mr. Lenny decided to dose her heavily with Versed and a bunch of pain medication. When we got to the ER, the doctor was like, "Why'd you do that?" Well, like 10 minutes later, I'm sitting with ice in various places. All of a sudden, Berlin cop, security, and you just see Kurzak come flying out of the room with like gun belt off. He's like, "Whatever you gave her, we need more of it." This isn't something to really fool around with. Go ahead. Oh, I guess I didn't think about it yet. So what is excited delirium? It is a condition that presents with psychomotor agitation, delirium, and sweating. So it's going to look like they just ran a marathon. They're going to be all bulked out. Veins are probably going to be popping. They're going to be looking for a fight, really. It may include attempts at violence, unexpected strength, and a very high body temperature. Most of the time what kills these patients is actually hyperthermia. It's not uncommon for them to have body temps of 105 to 107, which is fatal. So if it's too long, they do damage to their vital organs and they're done. Interesting fact is males are affected more often than females for some reason. They don't really know why. They think it's the more testosterone in our systems, but there's not really a rhyme or reason to it.
That's because women have more
So the YouTube video we're going to play is a patient that was up in Appleton. I believe it says 2009. You can see this guy is naked, so just be aware. You really can't see anything. He does say some profanity, but we've all heard it. So yeah. So just watch it closely, and then we'll kind of talk about it afterwards.
We're all adults here except for Bonnie.
He's like, what?
Someone's naked.
What is it?
So kind of, it'll start with explaining kind of the situation, what's going on.
Oughta give me 911.
Hi, something wrong with my son, or whether he got, he's on the line, I don't know whether he got on something, very
After the
changed.
call's done, it's gonna
Okay,
be
the ambulance, what are you recording?
I don't know, he's just talking and talking and saying he's gonna die, and he's making, like he's on something, I don't know.
Does he live there?
Huh?
Does he live there?
Yeah.
He been drinking?
I just got home a little while ago, and took a shower, he was sleeping, I think he must have.
Did he use drugs?
He used to, he hasn't for years, he used to do marijuana, he hasn't for years, but I don't know whether, I don't know what's happening.
I mean, he keeps yelling and says he's dying. Does he say anything else?
You know, he just says, I'm dying, Mom, and he's sitting there naked. He certainly doesn't do that in front of his mother.
Okay, we are dispatching help, okay?
Yeah,
I want you to tell me if he does anything else.
yeah, he's just kind of sitting on the floor screaming.
But you don't know if he's used any drugs?
I don't know.
Okay.
He sure looks like it, I don't know.
So these patients commonly take their clothes off just because their body temperature is so high. That's why you'll see them running around trying to get
9128 and 9218. Being a couple with a southern complaint, Happy's 29-year-old son is acting strange. He's yelling and is currently not having any clothes on. No weapons, unknown intoxicants, unknown drugs. Keeps screaming that he is dying. He's breathing heavily and has no clothes on. Could be. Go ahead.
Non-emergency at this point, just to stage in the area. Give them the behavior signs we have at this point. I'll leave them out as well. Can you talk to your caller, just see if he has any past drug history or mental illness history?
9102, the only thing the RP's aware of is he used to use marijuana years ago.
Okay.
So this guy really presents all the classic signs of excited delirium.
Hi, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
As I'm not, this is the last heartbeat.
It's okay. It's
But
okay.
I'm going to
I understand.
Isn't gonna die, but I'm going to. Isn't gonna die, but
Well,
I'm going
you're
to.
okay.
Is I'm going to die.
91 to restrict traffic.
Beats,
It's
but
okay. What is his name? Tim?
die.
Tim, we need to go to the hospital.
But I'm going to.
9102, have Gold Cross come up to the address.
Because I'm not
1033 at
gonna
this
die,
point.
but I'm gonna hear the heartbeat.
Yeah.
of
What's
me
his first
saying,
name again?
Oh, I'm going to die.
Tim,
But I'm going to lay down on the ground.
Can you lay down
as
for
I'm
me?
going to die, but
Tim,
I'm going to
Tim,
not, and you understand now, and isn't that fucking weird? But I'm going to,
Tim.
is I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna look around, as
Tim.
if I'm gonna die, shivers gonna kind of run around my
Tim,
side.
it's okay, ma'am, ma'am, at this point, just put the clothes away, okay? This reaction is something, okay, we'll get him to the hospital.
He's not really making any sense, talking, agitated.
Advise Gold Cross and we have an excited delirium case, I need them here. Just relax, man, just relax.
Wow.
We get two to the back and kind of come in that entrance, officers, okay, in case we have some movement. Eventually, yeah, I think what we're gonna do is, if we get those two to the back and get them in here, once we do go hands, they're probably gonna have to go to the feet, and we'll get them on the order. We have the medics ready? Okay. They're at the side. All right, let's move. All right, just relax. Okay, get the medics up. Let's get him on, strapped onto the cot. Tim.
We just gonna do it? I am.
He said she saw mushrooms. Just get on his legs, lay across his legs there. You wanna go on a board with him and then strap him and then get him out, or what do you think? I think we can wrap him in his blanket. I just don't want him to get free if he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you get the scoop stretcher, we can do that.
Sure, as long as we can secure him to
I
it.
don't know if you can see it, but his pupils are
I'm
completely
gonna grab my balls.
Can't really see his
I'm
iris.
gonna grab my balls one last time. It's okay. I
Dilated
can
just
feel. I can hear
because,
this one. It's weird. Even
It's
though it's
a
okay,
drug.
I'm gonna grab
It's
my
mainly a
balls.
stimulant.
Please anti-tap my hand. Please anti-tap my hand. Please anti-tap my hand. Please anti-tap my hand.
No, no, it's okay,
Please,
don't fight.
Please anti-tap my hand and fought. Please anti-tap my hand and fought. Please let me talk.
We're
Please
gonna
anti-tap.
get you to the
Please
hospital.
anti-talk. Please,
Relax.
and last time I shook, can I tell my, please, 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 please,
Tim, we're gonna-
please, and last time I, please, and last time I grab my shook. Please, and last time I grab my balls and I shook. Please, and last time I balls and I shook. Please, and last time I grab my balls and I shook. Please, and last time I, please, and last time I, please, and last time I, please, and last time I shook and I grabbed my balls. Please, and last time I shook and I grabbed my balls. Please, and last time I shook and I grabbed my balls and I shook. Please, and last time I shook and I grabbed my balls and I.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on. 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 No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. This is what I'm about though. No, I'm serious.
It's okay.
I'm serious. I'm fucking serious. This is what I'm about though. No, I love you guys though.
It's okay.
Oh, that's all right.
It's all right.
This is what I'm about. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm about.
We're doing good.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
Nobody's gonna hurt
This
you.
is what I'm about. This is what I'm about.
Nobody's gonna hurt you.
God.
I think we can.
Nobody's, just,
So this continues on for another 2-3 minutes. He does settle down a little bit at the end after the Haldol works a little bit. His cause, what they determined, was kind of psychedelic mushrooms. He was having a bad trip on shrooms and wasn't. It's the first time he ever did it, so he was not having some good effects. You can see that's not a patient you really want to be dealing, you and your partner in there by yourself. So.
What are the desired results from psychedelic mushrooms?
You tell us.
Yeah, moving on.
I just want to know if you knew the answer, Daniel.
No, that wasn't in the textbook. That wasn't in the textbook. So the signs and symptoms for us, paranoia is the equivalent. You can see he was not really knowing where he was. He was very agitated. Didn't want anybody touching him anytime. You were talking with him and you didn't really agree with him, definitely got mad. Disorientation, hyperaggression, hallucination, tachycardia. I believe when I read the case study afterwards, his pulse was in the 150s, 160s. So take him along, and hyperthermia. You can see there's panting, he was very diaphoretic, just kind of sweat it out. Causes. It's often caused by an underlying medical health disorder. Schizophrenics have manic episodes, and I'm not too big on that, or I'm not well versed in that, but oftentimes not when they don't take their medication or something like that, it can cause one of these episodes. Alcohol withdrawal, often accompanied with DTs, and everybody kind of knows what DTs look like. Alcohol or abuse.
People are strong.
And there's another video that's really well on how they plan it and how they kind of execute the dog pile per se. So we're going to put that towards that. It also may be caused by head injury. So, not every patient that you see with this is going to be, a drug addict or anything. They could have fallen down the stairs, cracked their head a good one, they got a brain bleed, and they honestly don't know what they're doing. So don't come to conclusions, from this. Just try to treat them the best you can and get them to the hospital. Treatment. So from EMRs up to AEMTs, the only thing you guys can really do is supportive care. Our protocol, if you look at it, says you can do an IV bolus. I would not poke these people with sharp objects unless there's sedation inside. So if you have a chance to do an IV, you can consider it, but I don't necessarily recommend it. You're going to want the paramedic there. We're going to have Haldol and or Versed ready to go. We're also going to have enough cops definitely to help us. So this isn't going to be a one ambulance kind of deal. Other things you can do, continually reassess the patient. Once you have them strapped down, you're just going to want to keep taking vitals, making sure their airway's patent, all that good stuff. Then treat hyperthermia because they're going to be most likely in the 105 to 107 range. You're going to want to try to cool them down, or else their internal organs, well, their essential organs are going to take damage and they may not recover from that. Paramedics, as you can see this, the lorazepam is kind of outdated. We now carry Versed, so just, I believe it's 5 to 10, depending on how big they are. Sedatives, restraints, we have the restraints tonight. Restraints are all levels, but if you do not sedate them before you put those on, they will commonly break their arms, break their legs, and then you're just going to have a bloody mess coming after you. So, recommended that we sedate them before we restrain them. Do what you have to do. You know, if the medic's busy or for some reason you don't have a medic there, do what you have to do, but we really like to sedate them so they don't hurt themselves, they don't hurt us. Safety all around. Caution. If applicable, only restrain the head and extremities. If you need to dogpile them, for some reason you just can't get them down holding all their arms and legs, you can do that as in our protocol, but as soon as you get them restrained, get off of them. It's found that before we really knew what this was, and they just kind of called it a mania or a manic episode, cops would jump on them and stay there until they stop moving while you're just suffocating them, really. So no sandwiching them between backboards. That was common in the past. We found that your adrenaline's pumping, you throw the backboard on top of them, you strap it down as tight as you can get it, they can't breathe, you're restricting their chest movement, and they die. So we're definitely trying to keep that mid-torso open so they can breathe, they can kind of do all their life-saving stuff that they need to do. Other than that, that's all we can really do for these people. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always call the medical control block, tell them, hey, patient history, what do you think we need to do? They can always give you some orders. Other than that, you're going to try to get them to the hospital as safely as possible. So this is something that I got from the college. It's not made by the college, but the college kind of endorses it. This is kind of the recommended treatment for excited delirium. It kind of goes through planning the takedown or the dog pile as per se. Kind of interacting with them. It's a really nice video. I really like it. And I think it explains it better than I really could. So, this guy will be shirtless.
Hey guys, what's going on today?
Not much. Boy, it's hot. Playing about being hot. Don't know if he's on any medications or anything right now.
Hey, it's okay. Let's go ahead and get some extra help out here.
Hey, just want to check you, make sure you're all right, okay? You can check you out, buddy. This is my house. You're right. It is your house. It is your house, okay? Stop. We'll get through this together, okay? We'll get through this together, okay?
My house.
I will. You're right.
Hey.
My house, my house.
You're right. Well,
It's my house.
you're right. You're right. You're exactly right.
Guys, what we got in here is a guy with excited delirium. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take him down hard and fast because he's already kind of agitated. Law enforcement and us have already made contact, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to grab some limbs. I want you two to go ahead and grab some arms. You two grab legs. Help me out with the head. We're going to have to do this hard and fast. We're going to have to do it really quick, okay?
It says that
We're
he's
going to have
pointing
to get
out
ready
is
up, sit
plan
down,
who's
get
doing
him
who.
secured onto
So
the
when you
stretcher.
run in there, you're not
transport him to the
tripping over
hospital.
each
All right,
other.
everybody ready?
You know you're going
Let's
for
go.
arms. They know they're going for legs.
I want to help you, okay? Talk. What's going on?
Hey, we got the squad here, guys. Go hands on, go hands on.
I wouldn't recommend putting their leg between your legs.
I got no board.
Does that hurt?
That kind of got me in trouble.
Check the pupils. Let's go ahead and check out his respiratory rate.
The officers can do whatever they want.
Check out pulse right here. Anybody got a radio?
How long does it take for you guys to medicine?
We give it IM, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. If
Let's go, somebody go ahead and get the backboard and the stretcher in here so that way we can go ahead and secure them.
If we
Let's go ahead
can
and check some vitals.
get them down, we can always do an IV and try to give them IV Versa, which would take, take effect pretty quickly. That's gonna be later down the road. We're gonna try to sedate them first before getting an IV, because poking them is just gonna make everything worse.
Here, I got this head. I'm feeling for a pulse. Sounds like 142 right now. Skin color's still kind of red.
Spit hoods would
Is
be
he
a
still
good thing
bucking
to
on you
have
guys
now.
over there?
Their
Okay.
yelling is gonna be causing saliva.
All right, I tell you what, I got this
Spitting.
on right here. Do you want to kind of slide out so we can get the backboard in here? All right, don't let the go to the limbs yet. Let's get it secure before we do. Yeah, let's get the other ones on here. It's okay. Take it easy, bud. All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's go ahead and secure into that stretcher. Ryan, when we get to the truck, let's go ahead and get that monitor ready while I get a line, okay? So let's start putting the sheets on them. Let's put some top, middle, and low. He feels warm to me. Does he feel warm to anybody else? Let's go ahead and start getting some cooling measures too. Hey, Scott, whenever you get your part done, go ahead and start getting some ice bags ready. All right, let's go ahead and get them to the truck.
That's really it. Next portion of the PowerPoint, I just have protocols. I'd like everybody to read through the protocols. There's some interesting things in there. Berlin Primary.
Attention Berlin Primary, you're calling 2136 North Cape Brown Street, apartment 104 at the Westgate Apartment. Again, you're calling the 136 North Cape Brown, apartment 104 for a 76-year-old female who fell and needs help getting up. Green light clear case 3267 at 748.
So the first page is really the flow chart. I find that a little confusing, so I always go to the back. The flow chart, it's great if you like flow charts. I really don't. So if you go to the back, really the only thing from all providers to AEMT that you see is supportive care and blood sugar. You know, if this is caused because of a diabetic issue, either high or low, you can kind of start getting your differential from that. Paramedic, you guys can see that we have a bunch of stuff that we can do. Not really. We're going to sedate them, we're going to restrain them, and we're going to get them to the hospital. There's not much that we can do really for these people. Note, never restrain in the prone position. Prone position leads to suffocation just because they're face down. So don't do that. We don't carry ketamine, so that whole red section on the bottom. Does anybody have any questions on excited delirium? No? Covered it okay? Alright. That's all we really have for training tonight. At the top you can see history, differential, so read through those. Kind of interesting. Some of those you really wouldn't think of medical alert tags. if somebody's acting like that, I'm not gonna be like, oh, check their wrists. But, I mean, if they have a diabetic history, case your differential. Other than that, you're free to go tonight. That's all I got for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can practice restraints. I'd like everybody to put these on. When you need them, and you don't want them fumbling around. I also don't want somebody to put them on wrong and then get themselves or the patient hurt. So, we'll go through them tonight. If somebody wants to volunteer, I'll do not. Let's go for it. Yeah, Princeton people, I guess. You guys have some ambulance training too.
That's what I assumed, but.